What's going on, guys? Mike, aka Crypto Jewels. I'm going to do a Bitcoin update before I get into that, real quick, guys. I launched a private Discord channel about a month or so ago, a little under a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, and I put a link below this video to it if anybody has interest in joining that channel. I'm offering a 2-week free trial for the rest of January. That free trial will go away on January or February 1st. So if you guys have interest in that, go ahead and check that out. It's risk-free for 2 weeks until basically 3 more days. So let's hop into the Bitcoin chart, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I do this for entertainment and educational purposes only. So do not blindly follow anything I say or do. On the Bitcoin chart, I'm going to just real quick give you a quick macro view of what I see. I apologize for all this clutter here, but we're going to dive into the weeds here in just a minute as to how I'm seeing this play out and how I believe it will play out over the next couple of weeks, month, whatever. So ultimately, I believe Bitcoin is in a macro 4-wave correction right now, which is this 4 here. And that 4-wave structure is this entire structure here. So this entire structure is an A, B, C, as far as I'm concerned at this moment. It could be a WXY as well, but I'm not going to go into that alternate count because ultimately, as far as I'm concerned, they lead us to the same spot roughly. It's just a matter of semantics, I guess, at that point. Unless you're an EW maximalist, then you probably would get mad that I just said that. But I am not a maximalist. I just think Elliott Wave provides a good pattern structure that allows you to understand where the market is and where the market's going. But anyways, without getting into too much detail on that, I believe we've got a 1, 2, a 3 up at the top in April, and then an ABC now, and then we will eventually here skyrocket up to our final 5th wave above $100,000 in my professional opinion. Actually, I'm not a professional. That's just my opinion as a non-financial advisor type of individual. So I kid. All right. So anyways, the way this structure is you've got a B, and now a 5-wave C structure down, being this green here, which looks like that. So you've got a 1, 2, and then we need to have a 5-wave structure to create our 3, which is this yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got the 5th wave of this 3rd wave broken down as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, which creates our 3-wave. So I am of the opinion that our 3-wave is in of this 5-wave structure. So we'll have a 4-wave, and then we'll have a 5-wave. So let's look at the detail of how I'm seeing this. So I'm going to go over 3 different scenarios that I see as possible, all within the confines of Elliott Wave and the current market structure we're in. So the important thing for me as a trader and for somebody who is constantly trying to analyze the market and understand where we're at, it's important for me to understand validation and invalidation levels. So I'm always looking at the market structure and what the potential counts could be or can be, especially once you get down into, your ending waves, whether it be an impulse up in a bullish trend or an impulsive wave down in a bearish trend, which we're in now. Because the market is designed to chop people up. It's a very sophisticated system that I'm not going to get into my opinion on manipulation and all that, because quite frankly, I don't think there is manipulation. I don't think there's any one entity or 2 entities or individual whales that are driving the price or dictating the price. I ultimately think they are smart enough to understand where we are in the structure, and the only thing they can do is engineer liquidity in the direction of the trend that we're going in by hunting stops and that sort of thing. But ultimately, I don't think they determine where price is going. I think that's just a market mechanics function that is really almost predetermined. It's just a matter of how it ends up playing out. But I believe that at this point, we have got our 3 in and we are on a 4 wave, or possibly our 4 wave is in, which I'll get into, and we will be on our last impulsive wave down. But let's go ahead and take this scenario here, which is we are currently still in our 4 wave, and our 4 wave will end up here at around 41,000. So with this structure, I have got basically our 3 in here, and then an ABC up to create our larger degree corrective ABC. And then we have our ABC to create our B wave. And I believe that will take us down to around 34,000, 35,000-ish. And then from there, I believe we will have a C wave up, and that will finish, in my opinion, our 4 wave, which will be somewhere around 41,000. Now, please keep in mind, guys, that 4 wave structures and Elliott wave are very frustrating. They are extremely choppy, and for the most part, depending on what the 2 wave was, but in this scenario, for the most part, it's sideways price action. As when I say sideways, I don't mean there's any kind of zigzag ABC structure where it's real deep. You can still have ABCs, but they're not as pronounced or as steep as a typical zigzag in just a flat out ABC 2 wave structure or something like that. So anyways, this is number 1. I believe this will take us down to 35,000 roughly, and then back up to 41,000, and then from there we will have our final C wave down, which I believe will take us in the range between $29,000 to $32,000 is where we'll eventually bottom on Bitcoin. So that is my scenario number 1. My scenario number 2 is that we have finished our 4 wave. Where did my 4 go? I got all jacked up for some reason. But anyways, we have scenario number 2 is we have finished our 4 wave, which I don't believe we have. I think the scenario, I think this is my primary bias as of right now. But this is a possibility. And this possibility would be that this is our 3, this is our complete ABC structure here, this red ABC, and this is a 1 wave down, and then this is a corrective 2, which is the yellow. Sorry, the 4 wave would actually be here. So this is ABC 4's in, and then we have a yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would take us again to $29,000 to $32,000, which I believe is where we would bottom in this scenario. The last scenario that I'm going to go over, guys, is the least likely in my opinion. It is a bullish scenario where the bottom is in. So if we can make an impulsive wave, which is a 5 wave structure, then I believe that we could potentially have a bottom. Which I'm not going to really get into the macro count and what that would look like. But from an Elliott wave standpoint, if this wave unfolds and it happens to be impulsive, it doesn't guarantee that the bottom's in. That's not what I'm saying, because this could be a larger degree A wave, but it certainly allows the possibility of the bottom to be in if you get a complete 5-wave structure. So that would look something like this. You had your final 5th wave down here, and then you have a 1-wave impulse up, and then you have an A, B, C to create your 2, and now we are working on our 3-wave. We would have to satisfy our 3-wave at 1618 from a fib retracement standpoint, which is where I have this at, which would be 44,000. And then we would have a 4-wave retracement correction down, and then we would have our final 5th wave up. Now from there, that does not mean that, hey, we've got a 1-wave. Now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't mean now we have a 1-wave. In order for this thing to be confirmed, in my opinion, as potentially the bottom being in, is 1, we have to have this 5-wave structure up here. And then number 2, we have to have a 2-wave down. So this would ultimately be a 1-wave up, and then we would need a 2-wave correction down, and then a 3 and a 4 and a 5, which obviously that's not where that would go. We can here, if we had something like that, is what, let me change the style on this and the color so I can show it to you here in just a second. Okay, so you got your 5-wave structure up, which could potentially put in your first wave in the direction of the macro 5th wave trend, which is in a bullish direction. You could potentially have a 1-wave. What we would need to really do is hold the 618 to 786 area to still have confidence that this could be a 2. As long as price does not breach this low here at 32.9, once it came up here, then technically it could still be a 2-wave. But it would be much, I would have more confidence in it if we, came down and retested at the lowest, this 35.5, all the way up to 39.2 in a 2-wave. So from the 786 up to the 0.5 fib retracement level is really what I'd be looking for a valid 2 in order to have our trend be reversed, and in order for us to say we are now bullish and we are going to be heading to my final target of over $100,000. So that's the 3 scenarios I see, guys. I hope that helps. I hope you guys like the content. I'll see y'all later.